I remember, I'll touch back on that major junior. A couple of the better players that I've coached were in that year. One was Mitchell Stevens, who's now in Tampa Bay's organization, was a two-time, I think he was on 2 years of the World Junior team and Team Canada. And then Philip Hronix, a defenseman in Detroit, Czech defenseman who we had that year in Saginaw as well. And there's like, people ask a lot of like, well, what made them different? Like they're now NHL players, and a lot of the other players on that major junior team, are playing CIS or maybe in East Coast League. Like what made Mitchell and Philip different than maybe the rest of the group? And there's skill things that you can talk about, skating, individual attributes in their game, absolutely, that are really, really quality. But the one thing above all that I saw on a daily basis from them was were the two most competitive, driven guys on the team. And that would show up all over, whether it was Philip when we practiced at 2:00 each day after school, he was coming in and wearing his sweatpants and going on the ice at 10 a.m. by himself. And just like not killing himself with skating in that, but just handling the puck, walking the blue line. Like little stuff like that, or wanting to see his shifts after the game when he struggled. It just spoke to like, you knew they were going to find a way to get to the highest level they possibly could, because they were really, really driven, competitive individuals that I saw.
Yeah. I agree there. And just for the followers, viewers, whether it be players, parents, or coaches listening, not you, as much as, they have a different perspective. Oh, that kid's an unreal hockey player, whether he played pro hockey, AHL or NHL, right? They're obviously gifted and have worked their way up, but not every player has those types of attributes, I would say. Everyone's got their own different little thing of what got them to that level or how far, right? So even just playing, 9 years of pro there, it's not everyone's a true leader, I guess you would say. Yes, there's some sort of leadership qualities to them as a person, but you just notice how some guys are just totally different true leaders. And just talking with a lot of old buddies, is some of those guys to just come into the room and they have that respect right away, right? Of someone enters the room, all eyes are on them. I'd imagine kind of like obviously all these Hall of Famers, guys that come around, like Wayne Gretzky probably all has that type of stuff, right? And it's like that at different levels and different teams.
Yeah. I got a quick story on leadership from someone in Boston's organization, Patrice Bergeron. And here's something where you don't always have to be like the loudest guy in the room. He's a very, very quiet guy. The year I was the assistant coach in Providence, I'll always remember this and kind of keep this story with me and tell young players, young pros. Boston was on a road trip and he was rehabbing from an injury. And he was coming down to Providence because it's only about 45 minutes to skate because no one was up in Boston. So he was coming down to skate with the P Bruins. And I'll never forget, he comes in that morning and, there's a little buzz. Bergie's coming to skate with us. Bergie's coming to skate. And he walked into the coach's office before all the players had his equipment, sticks. And he walked around the whole room and shook everybody's hand and knew every single person's first name. Right. Equipment guys, trainers. So I thought about it, I'm like, there's no way he remembers me from training camp. You're talking about someone that probably went online, looked at pictures, who's the staff down there? I need to know them by first name. I'm going to skate with them. And it was just like such a aha thing to think, wow, like that's how much respect, even though it's the American Hockey League, he's won gold medals, Stanley Cups, made a ridiculous amount of money. And he takes that type of pride in being able to look someone in the eyes and shake their hand and know their first name. I thought that was such a reflection of who he is as a person and as a leader, frankly.
Yeah, no, it's a great story to share. And I think just relating that to kind of how, as a coach, and what philosophy is trying to push is He's right. Is a lot of these kids coming up now, and I've done it myself probably, but just like the entitlement part, right? Like it's like, oh, I played junior A, so I'm way better than you. Better at hockey, but that doesn't mean better at like different parts of the life, right? And that's what goes a long way. And in the end, if you can acquire those leadership attributes, being a really, really, I don't know, we say great person, but well-rounded, it's going to help you throughout your hockey career, but then your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When the way that you carry yourself, and that's just another feather to put in your cap to go on with your, like you touched on, your skill set and what you do well, and the way you treat people, the way you treat your teammates. You don't, like I said, there's everybody's, different. That's what makes a team great. You've got all sorts of different personalities. You got quiet. It's not it's just about how you carry yourself, how you treat people, the respect that you give, um, not only your teammates, but your coaches in that. And then when you go out, whether it's you're doing stuff in the summer, you're working with an individual coach, or it's in your team setting, like that's an opportunity for you to get better that day. And you're okay. What am I doing today to take advantage of that?
Yeah.